So, 2 announcements. Actually, probably more announcements, but I can't count in my head. 1, we have a new vice president, Robert French. Congratulations, buddy. You're the new vice president. Dude, when I first met Robert, he was like, yo, I'm all about this game audio thing. I was like, whoa, buddy, all right. No, but he's like super motivated, and I can tell that he just wants this to be a part of his life. And that's exactly the kind of person that should be the vice president of a club, if you ask me. So congratulations, dude. You had no challengers. Announcement number 2, Richard Brunn is our new communications manager. What does that mean? It means that he'll be managing the Discord and the Facebook. If you're filling up the game audio channel with random conversations about your ex or about illegal and immoral activities like sharing homework, Richard is going to be the one to boot your ass from the Discord. No, I'm just kidding. You're not going to get booted. But Richard will be presiding over these LANs, these digital communication LANs, so that we can all have a seamless experience. But yeah, so at this last meeting, we talked about a couple things. We talked about group projects, basically. One thing it could be is like letting people pick a piece of game footage that kind of resonates with them, that they like, and letting them do a sound redesign for it. I think everybody starts there, right? At the baseline, you're gonna get a video of a video game being played, and you're gonna rip out all the sound and design some sound to go over the top of it. While that's not going to be teaching you implementation skills necessarily, I think what it helps you practice is matching context and like telling a story. Like whatever is happening on the screen, right, is telling a story. How well can you create a soundscape, right? Sound effects and music and stuff that is going to help tell the story. This is something that we could either assign a video to the whole group and divvy up the work and be like, okay, you do ambience, you do character sounds, you do music or whatever. The other thing we could do is just line up a big row of videos and kind of let people pick one that interests them and let them work on it themselves and give people longer to do the whole thing as a finished product and then present them all to the club at a meeting. And I like that idea. I think it's cool because then people end up with something that they're really proud of. They're like, I did this whole thing. You know, I had this like 2-minute video and I designed all the sounds and now I can stick it in my portfolio. And now it's like become a part of how I sell myself to potential employers, right? So that's a cool idea. Another interesting thing that I think could be good for meetings to do as a group is to do like a critical listen where we set up a game on the projector somehow, either through a PC or a game console or a Switch or whatever, and we play through it either individually or as a group, and we take notes on the sound and we try to think about the sound critically. Like, how is the sound helping to tell the story of this game? What am I noticing about it that's working? What am I noticing about it that's not working? And then after we're done playing, you know, maybe play for 30 minutes and then at the end kind of have a group discussion and figure out what some of the other things that people were noticing were. And I think doing that can help inform us. It can help us form an inner kind of sense of like what is good, right? Of what's objectively good in terms of the mix levels and the creative choices and the timbre and the interactive elements of the sound or music or, you know, just conversations like that I think are helpful for developing. It's like a muscle in your brain, you know? Thinking about sound in terms of how it helps to tell a story that's interactive is a muscle. And doing a playthrough where we're listening critically and taking notes and thinking about these things and then talking about them afterwards is like, you know, flexing that muscle and helping us to get better at it, right? And as people who want to do audio for interactive media, I think it's good to have strong like muscles like, do I know what's good? Do I know what works? Do I know what doesn't work? Have I experienced that before? Have I like thought about it before a lot? So I think that'd be a good thing to do too. And in between making bad jokes and staring at each other awkwardly, let's see, what else did we... I think going to meetups is something I want to make like a staple of the club culture. You know, like I'd like to encourage as many people as possible to be able to go to meetups, and then I'd like to like basically take mental notes and then bring them back so that at the next meeting we can kind of have a little chat about like what the meetup was and what we got out of it, what we didn't get out of it. We can also just like maybe somebody learned something that nobody else learned, you know, and if you share it, then hey, we all learned it. right? So I think that's good too. I want to make that like a regular thing. I want to make that part of the meeting agenda. Like, hey, is anybody go to any meetups and have anything to share, right? Something like that. And then, yeah, I'm throwing up a super crappy, simple, just like Google Sites website for the club. It's not going to be anything fancy, but there's a couple things. There's a couple like pieces of functionality that I thought were really cool that I wanted to have on a web address so we could all access. One thing is to have like, there's like, okay, so basically it's like a Google group that's embedded in the website, and it works like a forum. And so anyone that has a resource, whether it's a web link or a video or a contact or something like that, like we can organize all of our resources so that everyone who's a member of the club can access them, and anyone can contribute and add a resource if they find one. The other part of the website that I thought was important was making a Google Calendar, just to keep track of anything and everything that has a date and a time and a place. And it's the same kind of deal where like anyone can contribute. So I think that's cool too. La 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 la. Yeah, that's basically it. I'm super excited to start spring quarter, to keep going with the club. We all kind of know that the amount of attendees decreased as things went on. But dude, like regardless of how many people showed up to the meetings and regardless of why, I still think it was a great success because people participated at all. Like the fact that people joined a Discord and had conversations in the Discord and showed up for any meetings, I consider to be a fucking miracle. If you are one of those very special people that actually made an effort to get outside of your comfort zone and do something outside of your required schoolwork for your degree and go to this club, thank you, thank you, thank you. You are a unique and powerful and special individual, and you deserve extra pats on the back. So thank you again. That's all I have to say. Thanks again for making it a great winter quarter, and I will see you all later.